Hey, this is John at Happy Wife Acres. Has this ever happened to you? You pull out your weed whacker, chainsaw, whatever it is, and you go to push that little primer bulb on the bottom and it cracks. Well, good news, bad news. The bad news is it ain't gonna work till you fix it. The good news is it's a pretty simple fix. Let's show you how. So if your engine has a primer bulb on it and it's never cracked, it's gonna crack, okay? So these things are all built about the same. It doesn't matter what model you got. There's a way to take off the air filter cover. What do you know? This doesn't even have an air filter in it. And whether it's nuts over long studs or just long screws, this one has long screws. It goes all the way through the carburetor. So we're going to pull these off, and the carburetor's right here, and you see it's already loose. We just need to disconnect the control cable and the fuel lines. Some have one fuel line, some have two. This one happens to have two. I'm just going to use a screwdriver, and I'm just going to encourage it to come off. There we go. Now, if the primer bulb is bad, chances are your fuel lines are bad too. So you might just want to go ahead and replace it all. I'm going to unscrew this a bit just to relieve any pressure that might be in it. If there is pressure, then gas will come squirting out. I don't want that. Okay, gas lines are off. A lot of these are built this way. The cable just fits into a slot. I'm going to manually move the throttle. The cable will just come up at that. After that's disconnected, this just pulls right through. So, carburetor's out. So here's the primer bulb, 4 screws, yep, take those out. I'm going to loosen each one, not take it out, just loosen it. And at this point, I can wiggle it without harming it. I don't want to mess up any gaskets because I moved this too hard, too fast. It's older. Oh, there it is, it's already loosened a little bit. Sometimes I use a razor blade just to go around to make sure, but no, it's coming loose. They're all loose. That whole thing just pulls out, and the bulb just pushes out. You can see there was a hole, not good. Your engine's not going to run with that hole. Of course, gas will leak, but it just won't have the pressure it needs to get in there. Most of your carburetors have 2 sizes of primer bulbs. I like to call this one the big one and then this one the little one. Alright, it's actually about 19 millimeters, about 16 millimeters. But if you're just taking the old one down to the store, just match it up. Make sure that the base is the same as the old one, and that'll be the one. Alright, so don't need the big one today, need the little one. And it's just going to go in and screw it back together. When you're tightening these down, don't overdo it. Just, you know, hand tight, wrist tight, and it's all good. While I'm at it, I'm going to replace these gas lines. This one looks pretty good. You want it to be soft. This one is hard as a rock. So what'll happen is I'll get out there working, bump against something, this thing will just crack. And now I got to stop what I'm doing, so I might as well fix it right now. So this particular one has a gasket. Sometimes they just go through a hole right into the gas tank. But I'm going to, there we go, just pop this up, encourage it to come out. Should come out with a fuel filter. There's a fuel filter. And it's a little dirty on one side. I'll blow it out on one side and it'll be okay. I definitely want to replace this up here. When you use the primer bulb, it's going to suck it through the big hose, and then it's going to push it back into the tank through this little hose. So that's all it is. It's just a drain. I'm just going to pull that out. Go cut me a piece, put it back in. Small engine gas line, it also comes in a couple of sizes, and you worry about the diameter on the inside, not the outside. You can buy it in bubble packs just the way you can buy the primer bulbs. I buy it in bulk. All I did was cut it, shove it back through. Now I'm going to drop the whole assembly back in and fit the grommet back onto the gas tank. If I have trouble, I'm just going to help it with a screwdriver. When you use gas line, it's important to use gas line and not just rubber line, because it's made to resist gas. Otherwise, your rubber line will melt. When you're taking it apart, remember which line goes where. So the straight one is the in, and that came from the fuel filter. And this one over here is the out, which is going to go on this top one. There's the in. There is the out. Unlike a car, there's no band or anything to hold it on. It just holds on. Put back the cable. Put the linkage back to the control arm. Fits inside of there. And we're just going to put everything back together. Again, get it wrist tight. So I need to put an air filter in here. I didn't have one for this particular model, and it's probably so old I don't know if I could get one, but I had a piece of old filter foam, so I just laid it on there, made an outline. Then I'm gonna use a good pair of scissors and just cut that out. There we go, and that should fit in there okay. Do the job it should be doing. There we go. So now when I press that primer bulb, you can see the gas flowing through that line, returning like it should be. I got that on correct. So I should be back in business. Another job done. Squirt approves. Don't stress about this. It's gonna break. Just fix it. Don't take it to nobody. I don't know how much these things cost. A couple of bucks if you buy them retail in the bubble pack at the hardware store. But they're easy to come by. They're easy to fix. Keep one on the shelf. You never know when you're gonna break one. Then nobody will be yelling at you because you're going to the store instead of doing your weekend chores like you were supposed to do, cleaning up the yard. Hope that was helpful. If you're new here, please subscribe and hit that bell button so you'll be notified of new videos. Thanks for watching, and we will see you soon on the homestead. Bye.